Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Adam Watson here with Patrick Thompson on the Pinter and Patrick Show. Special Halloween episode today. I'm dressed up as Doug Pinter here. We are here with Terry Ramos from Budget Builders, and we are looking at a project that is absolutely incredible today.
Yes, it's a project that he's been working on for at least 2 years now, possibly more than that. And I've actually seen this house before he started on it. The first thing they were doing was they were putting in some of the foundational work of the garage, putting in rat wall, and now that they have it almost completely finished on the inside and out, it's a project that you definitely want to see, and that we're going to take a step inside here in a couple of minutes after we get through the local sports with high school football playoffs tonight.
Oh, it is going to be good for the playoffs this weekend. We got quite a few local teams in there. We got Dunlap obviously being the front runner here, coming out at 9-0 this season.
Yep.
And they got Streeter tonight at home, so that'll be a fun one. I believe that's 7 o'clock kickoff at Dunlap. Should be a pretty good game for them. They should. I don't want to jinx anything, but I think that Benny Hoffman Jerry combo is going to go in and just dominate Streeter tonight. So, other middle line, you got Washington, you got Morton. They're playing Centralia tomorrow, and that's an interesting matchup because Morton's 6-3, Centralia 7-2. One of those two losses came in week 2 to Morton. So, I believe it was a 50-42 game. Morton beat them out there. So, that's going to be a fun one. You got the Getz Kreider Donald combo. Kind of triple team going there. That is a very powerful backfield, so that'll be fun. Then you got in the Big 12, we got quite a few teams. We got Notre Dame. They're playing Decatur MacArthur at Decatur. That's going to be a tough one. Decatur's got a really strong offense. Their QB is incredible, but that's kind of what we said about Normal West last week too. And Notre Dame came in. Coach Gillen did a great job just kind of out-coaching, adjusting to their defense, adjusting to their offense.
Yeah.
Really played them well there. Central's got one there. Central's going in as the lower seed. They're 6-3, but I think they've got a good shot at winning it here. They seem to be clicking at the right time. Richwood's coming in, first time in the playoffs in a few years. They're going to have a tough game, but I think that Coach Brown and the guys could do it over there too. They've got Keenan Street Matters, had a great year at quarterback, so we've only got a few minutes here, but if you want to hear more about the high school football playoffs, go over to @TF Sports 309 on Twitter or TF Sports 309 on Facebook. Those are our guys, Tommy, Fit, and Waffles.
Absolutely.
They did a full breakdown yesterday, really looking into the high school playoffs, all the local teams. They get really into it, so that's going to be, check that out. Good listen for sure.
And with the high school football season getting into the playoffs now, it's finally football weather out there.
Oh, it is.
And it's like all season long, it's been probably 65 degrees or higher for these kids on Friday night. I mean, and now it's cold. Like, we're out here cold.
Right. This is what I remember high school football being like. Being on the line, getting hits, and getting those stingers just from getting touched.
Yes. So we're out here outside of Pekin on Manitou Road. We're going to go inside with Terry Ramos of Budget Builders Construction and Remodeling. They do any job. There's no job too big or too small for you guys. So
it's interesting. It's going to be, they've got, I mean, the garage here, they said it was full, he said it was full, there was airplanes in there, there was all kinds of different stuff, and I mean, really, on a wing and a prayer, he put it together, so.
He does what he says he can do. So let's, we'll step inside and talk to Terry and get this show on the road for you.
Sounds good, let's jet.
Hey everybody, we found Terry Ramos of Budget Builders Construction and Remodeling out back working on a deck in his shorts in 47 degrees of weather here today. This house that we're at and that Terry's going to talk to you about today is fantastic.
It's incredible.
It's a beast. He basically reverse engineered this home, updated it, built trusses. I mean, everything you can think of, he's done here, and he's going to probably end up doing more as well. Terry, just what do we have going on in here today? We're inside right now, but we'll take outside here in a little bit.
What actually was is they had contacted me to do the outside project, which was finish up the garage. It's a 36 by 44 garage, the size of it, and he had already had some trusses built and had a beam sticking out, stuff like that, and asked me to come out and give an estimate. I came down there, and he was asking me, he goes, "Can you do this?" And I go, "Yeah, not a problem." I go, "Why?" He goes, "I've had 7 contractors come out here and nobody wanted to touch it because he had started it himself." And I'm like, okay. So anyway, long story short, this is the room addition that we had to put on. There was one on here already, but it was basically on a couple steel posts and stuff like that, and it was leaning and it was leaking and this and that. So we basically built a brand new addition in here. Obviously, it's a playroom for her grandkids. But it's basically everything's brand new. Actually, the foundation is actually built like I build my decks, with treated plywood on the sides, covered, vented out, insulated inside. Walls are 2x6s, floors are 2x12s. It's not going anywhere.
Right. And you said there were 7 different contractors that came out here, and either they bidded it or they were just like, "Nah, we don't want to do that." Is it? And it's mainly because someone started their own project already.
Yeah, nobody even touched it. They didn't even give a bid. Just that they weren't going to do it. They couldn't handle it or whatever. I don't know. They just told me there were 7 different contractors that came out and didn't hear from any of them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So that's a lesson to you guys. If you have a project that you've had a couple people tell you no on, don't give up. Call Terry.
Yeah.
Exactly. He can at least check it out and use his confidence of what he does best to the task.
Oh, and it's definitely, I mean, well-deserved confidence, because this turned out absolutely incredible in the garage. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's 2-year project, and it's been my most challenge of anything I've done, just because of the fact of what we had to do, what we had to go through to get everything to make it look like it's not an add-on.
Right.
Thing.
And that's what I was going to say. In here, it doesn't even look like it's an actual addition. It looks like this is just part of the original home. How'd you go about doing that to make it seem like it's just right there with it, and like it was built originally with this, instead of making it look like sometimes you'll see the additions and it's like, okay, that's a room addition. They built that on later on. This one doesn't have that look to it, doesn't have that feel to it at all. What's the difference between what you did and what some other contractors may do with their room additions, that it has that pretty obvious room addition feel to it?
The biggest thing is you match up the roof right off the bat. Make sure the roofs match up. To your left right there, that was a patio door coming out to the addition. We took that out and then we put that door in, because this is a prefab home. It came in 2 pieces. They put it together. And then this was a small addition onto it. Well, once you put the other roof on, you just attach the other one the opposite way to make it look like it's normal. And then the best part is when you start to come inside, it's actually part of the house and part of the garage when you walk in. So it makes you feel like it's not added on, because it's inside the garage where you come in the door, and then it's on the back side. And front or back, it doesn't matter, as long as you don't go, hey, let's just attach it here and not make it an even flow, is the biggest part of that. So that's the easiest part. And matching up the floor heights and all that stuff was really hard, because there was a step down before.
Oh, really?
There was 2 step down, where you had to come down 2 steps to this one and then go outside.
Right.
Okay. And that's, I mean, another one that definitely makes it feel like it is an addition when you've got those steps down, but you got it here and you've got the same floor, everything, which is awesome floor, by the way. What is this floor here?
It's actually ceramic tile. Looks like wood. It's got a little bit of texture on it, so if you feel it, it feels like it's a wood grain, but it's actual ceramic tile. They're 1/8 inch difference in between them. Just gives you that little seam in between them for the grout and for that, because obviously you can't put tile together without having some grout, so it flexes and moves and stuff like that for you.
Right.
It turned out really well.
Oh yeah, that's Pat and myself both leaned down and kind of had to touch it a little bit when you said that it was ceramic, because when we walked in, I really did think it was hardwood in here from first look. So
definitely. And with the ceramic here, and then the walls, the trim, the windows, you also said that you did the backsplash and then the countertops in the kitchen as well.
Kitchen, countertop. She wanted to do. This is a 1970s house, so we're basically upgrading and updating everything in the house a little at a time. Put all brand new windows in, brand new doors through the house, entry doors I should say. And then when we built the addition, everything has to be code, so the walls are 2x6 walls. That's why we've got this ledge here on all of them, because it's a 2x6 wall. Your normal windows are only 2.5, 3.5 inches wide. So you put these in here, give it a little bit of a ledge, make it look nice. So
that does. That's awesome.
And with the inside of the house, we also have the garage out there right now, which is just they're the pictures that you're seeing right now from the previous home. It's not the previous home, but before Terry even put his hands on it, was just amazing what he's done. And now I think you want to roll outside and show everybody what the garage is like, because this is crazy. So let's take it away. Go ahead, Terry.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
So it's not too cold out here actually right now.
Oh, no, it feels good in here. Now, this is what really blew me away, especially just hearing the story of how we did it, because you can kind of see where their camera's at over there right now, how it was a completely separate garage up there, right?
Yeah, over there, that's what the garage was, yeah. But you could see where the roof actually stopped, and that was actually siding. See how these two pieces go?
Oh,
like that?
yeah.
That's the roof of the old garage.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha.
That's
That's
absolutely incredible.
That's where the garage was at. So, and the garage actually stopped here. You can see where it actually stopped, where it still got the insulation on it, the Celotex.
Now, you were saying that when you guys did it, there was so much stuff in the garage and kind of the motors and everything that way that you guys actually had to build this new garage over the old garage.
Yep.
And then tear down
The old
from
garage
the inside.
Yep. We put, obviously we didn't have the new garage doors on, but we had the roof on and everything because there was so much in here. Then basically when we tore it down, we moved the stuff from one side of the garage to the other side because there was no other place to put it. So that's what we did with that. All the lights are LEDs, energy savers, dimmable LEDs. New trusses are put up. You can see where he built them himself, the other ones.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy's a genius.
Yeah.
The beam actually has cables running through it to level it. So if it twisted while it was up there by itself, you just tighten up the things and brings it back into place. Because it was sticking out. I mean, you could see it was sticking out from there all the way out to there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And to mention with the beams that you, the trusses that you added on in addition to his, I mean, you put all those up there by hand as well, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, they're mono trusses, so they're not, you just actually lean up against the wall here, get up there. Luckily, the other garage was here, so I could just actually get on the other roof and just put them in and attach them. And if you look up there, you can see those are truss connectors. It's a lot different than the joist hanger because they're actually angled. And you pop the other piece in.
Oh, I see.
And it slides into there and then the other side.
Okay.
So, and those are all inside those beams. Those are all tied in that beam.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The thing about that beam, which amazes me, is it's been sitting there for like 10 years, and I just thought it was going to be destroyed. We had to put a new one up.
Yeah.
It was wrapped in a pool liner, and it's in perfect shape.
Really?
I mean, you got a little bit of water spots here and there, but nothing.
No, it looks
Like
so
it was just-
solid.
and he built it himself. It's just amazing.
That's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
What was his, what did he do for a trade?
Well, he was
When he
he
was-
was a race car driver, and he was an operating engineer. So
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely, that's some incredible ingenuity. And then, I mean, just kind of goes to show with, you're thinking the same way that you were able to get up there and go right from it and build right off what he had there, because it just goes right together and looks great.
Yeah, the beam is actually sitting on double 6x6s over there, and then there's obviously the laminate that goes all the way across, and that's a four-piece laminate, or three-piece laminate. I'm sorry, 1 3/4 inch thick. Each one of them are.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No,
Go ahead, Adam.
these lights, I've never really seen these before like this in the garage. Just kind of a standard with being in between the beams there.
Oh, the can lights?
Yeah, I really like those.
Yeah, we did that because of the fact that she didn't want fluorescence, and it's such a high ceiling.
Right.
So it would look kind of funny with them hanging down. So we just put them all, and it brightens up the whole.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
garage.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a dark garage or anything. And
No.
I mean, those are all 65 watts, which will only use 13 watts per bulb. So, and they're dimmable, so you can dim them down or whatever you want to do with
Oh,
them.
awesome.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I'm sorry.
I'm just so used to seeing fluorescent lights and hanging lights in the garage like this, so it's kind of nice to see like something like this where it doesn't have that garage workshop feel with the buzzing fluorescent lights and the flickering and kind of that older feel to it. This looks really, I mean, that's one that you could put those inside somewhere and I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
it'd look awesome.
And if you look, every 2 rows are on their own separate switch. So if you just wanted one section on, you can turn it on. If you want
Oh, wow.
2 sections on, you can turn it on. If you wanted all 3, you could turn it on.
And-
so they're all on different switches.
That's awesome.
You've done that before out at Timberlake Club, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where they had the how many golf carts can fit in their golf
56.
shed? 56. So
yeah.
you
Yep.
put 56 different switches in for lights.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. With all motion detectors in there.
Ah,
so when
gotcha.
you walk in, they come on, and they're sectioned off in 5 or 6 bays each one.
Oh, wow.
They're sectioned off. So if somebody opens, well, at dark time, anywhere you come near within that 5 or 6 section of those garage doors, the lights will come on. And then when you go inside, the light will come on, and then they eventually shut themselves off because it's a motion detector set on a timer. So nobody can
That's
leave the
pretty
lights
sweet.
on. Yeah, nobody can leave the lights on inside the cart shed.
Genius.
Oh yeah, that's got to be saving them tons of money every year.
And it's through the energy, energy saver, the ecom check is what it's called.
Yep. So they're getting the grant for it and everything
Yeah,
there. That works out really well.
Yep.
And with like this garage, I mean, you couldn't just come in and do it yourself. Like what you thought, you had to go to code and like get inspections and stuff like that, didn't you?
Yeah. Yep. You got to do the frame. I mean, it's no different than anything else. Go get your building permit, which was this one here was pretty hefty because of the size of it and stuff like that. But you do it the right way. You already know what to expect. You know how to do them. So if you can see a few, I don't know if I can see them right now, but you can see some of the bolts.
Oh wow.
And then they're every 6 foot, can't be more than 6 foot apart that are anchored in.
Gotcha.
How long are those?
Those are 14 or 12 inch. And the foundation itself, the footings are a foot wide, 4 feet deep.
4 feet deep.
In rebar. So it ain't going anywhere.
Yeah. Can we walk over here to this beam over here, Luke? This one is kind of blew me away a little bit.
Yeah, we put them together, nailed them down, and then we actually carriage bolted them together. And this is something for when I do my decks and stuff like that, just to show you that I always go back in 6 months or 3 months or 2 months to tighten up the bolts.
Right.
Because treated shrinks.
Yes.
So you gotta go back and tighten them back up because they'll come loose a little bit. But if you look, they're about 2 foot apart, and there's carriage bolts that are keeping these two together. And it goes all the way up in the laminate, then we got the other two up top.
It's a pretty strong garage then, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So was this where you kind of the start for you? You had to put this up first and get it connected to that beam up there, and then do everything in between, or how do you get?
What we did is we actually used a plumb bob and dropped it straight down from that to find out where our point was out here.
Okay.
So you start, right where that beam is, where you can actually rest it on the beam. So that was the thing there with the plumb bob, is just bring it straight down with the level, see where your center point is in the beam, and then that's where you put this at, get this up, then you attach to that, get this framed in first, and then get that attached, and then you can start putting your trusses up.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
everything was framed in first. The walls were framed in, this was framed in, the top was framed in, then we set the beam on it, then we worked from that way all the way to here, and then you can see these trusses here are attached to the top wall.
Got it. Yeah.
Wow.
And that,
So
How long of a project was it just for the garage here?
the garage was almost a year.
I believe it.
There's a lot of work with code. I mean, you could see how many 2x6s we have to put here, and
Oh,
1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4, 5, and you can see there's a treated one in here.
Well, it looked like you had to. Did you pour concrete here?
Yes.
For the bases, so.
Yep. And we tied into the old garage floor right there.
Okay, I see what you mean.
We tied it into that there, and that's you can see the difference of the garage size from what it was.
Oh, I didn't even realize you had to pour for all this. I just thought
yeah.
it meant the outside there, but yeah,
No.
so you had to pour
All this, this was all dirt.
all this. Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's incredible.
and then you have rat wall as well down there.
Yeah, the rat wall is it's a 6-inch rat wall. It's basically, they call it a rat wall, so rats can't start. They're impatient if they have to climb up and start. If they can just stay down and dig through, they'll do that. This here makes it harder for them to dig through the walls. That's why they call it a rat wall.
Interesting.
So
Makes sense.
yeah.
I mean, we'll walk outside here in a minute. We're on 90 acres, and there's cornfields and prairie grass all around, so it's kind of one of those that necessary to have in central Illinois for sure.
And we're actually on Manitou Road, right?
Yep.
So if you're out on Manitou Road out by Pekin, I mean, swing by here. If you've seen this place before over the recent years, like Adam said about 5 years ago, he remembers this place being full with different types of equipment out back. Now it's essentially empty. So let's take a step outside and like see what it actually looks like on the outside.
Oh, and that's like Pat said, if it's been a few years, I mean, when I drove past, I kind of had an idea of which house they were talking about, because it was the one that used to have a bunch of equipment, bunch of machinery out in the yard, but when I drove by, this looks like a completely new house. This looks entirely rebuilt, entirely different, but it's just additions, just some good siding work, and just
Yeah, it's all brand new siding. She wanted it. It's called a River Rock. Is the siding on it? And then we put all new lights up, obviously, everywhere around. Brand new windows, like I said, all the way through. We just finished up the concrete. We're putting up the pea gravel all the way around and the River Rock around, and we're done.
It looks nice.
That's awesome.
Really nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
You want to head up front to the front or the back to show what you've been working on?
Let's go in the back first.
Okay.
because you can see where the addition is put on, and you know that we're there. You get an idea what when we were standing inside what it looks like.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And
So-
one of the pictures you sent Terry in the email earlier was you were standing like right there by those barrels, taking a picture of what it used to look like, and now this is what it is. It's just like completely different. And like Adam was saying earlier, how it looks like it's the same house that you built, but it's not.
Right, exactly, yeah. Just to give you a little, see that little vent right there? Mm-hmm. Those are weather controlled. If it gets cold out, it shuts. If it gets warm out, they open up.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is that for preventing mold and things like that?
Through there. Yep.
Okay.
'Cause it's
Oh,
all
wow.
enclosed. Yeah, all that, basically all that is like I built my decks, and then we just put treated plywood under, put the vents in it, insulated the walls, and then sided over it.
Wow.
Goodness. Now, so you did, I'm guessing you poured all the concrete, did the paths right here, this new sidewalk right here, put all that in, and then I'm assuming you built the deck.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so this is just complete, not just a room addition, complete landscape and
Yeah.
everything addition, really.
Right. That makes it completely different. Up front is completely different too. When we go up front to look at the front of it and what it was. So.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine the home value increase on something like this,
yeah.
just adding all that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking, that's one, if you're thinking about the room addition and wondering if it's worth it, you look at the home value. I mean, this is probably
living spaces.
quite a bit over $100,000 worth of increase on just the home value itself,
Yeah.
from being a collapsing foundation a little bit and
Right.
mold on the interior walls to looking like a home that was built within the past 10 years
Right.
here, honestly.
We put in 6-inch gutters with 5-inch downspouts, just
Those are
because
big.
it's such a big house.
Right.
Where don't have to worry about it overflowing, and everything's underground. We take everything out, all of them.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very
sweet.
nice.
Goes underneath the sidewalk. The other
Yeah.
ones go away from the house. We got 2 more up front, or 3, 2 on the side, 1 up front. The front one's got a pop up that when it rains, it pops it up and just drains it out, because it actually goes from the house underneath the gravel and underneath the sidewalk and out to the yard, because it's such a far away. Instead of having having the gutter sticking out,
Right.
Yeah.
kind of. Then you got to mow around. You got to
Yep.
move the gutters.
Right.
Now all you got to do is just don't hit the pop up, and everything else is underground.
Oh,
like
that's
this stuff.
easy. Yeah.
Interesting.
Awesome.
So when we go up front, you'll be able to see.
Yeah.
that.
Awesome. Yeah, let's walk here because I want to show,
Okay.
so we can kind of, we'll put the picture up here and re-show what we're looking at from the original house, or from the original here.
Right.
Because this, if you look at this, this is where all those steel beams are. Just the house was kind of sitting on the steel beams.
Right. Yep.
And this wasn't even here whatsoever.
Yeah. It wasn't even this long either. It was smaller than this. And what we did is we went up to the edge.
Okay.
So to match up with that other end, it didn't even go all the way out.
Oh,
If you look
really?
at the picture, yeah. You get that picture from this way here. This wasn't this big. We made it the whole length to match it up, to make it look like it's part of the house.
Right.
Oh yeah, and it does. Like I was saying, inside it doesn't even look like an addition here. This just looks like, okay, yeah, this is the way the house was built.
Right,
But
yeah.
then looking at those pictures, it's crazy.
And with some of the other jobs that we've done recently with you, Terry, here on the Pinter and Patrick show, what we did a couple out at Lake Camelot, right?
Right.
That deck. We were out there a couple times, and then we were out there at the same
For
place
the retaining wall.
for
and
the
stuff like
retaining
that.
wall.
Yeah, I'll show you those pictures too. We're done with that too.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. And there was another location that you guys went to. I don't recall. I don't think I was available that day, but Doug went with you guys. It was somewhere else after Lake Camelot. What was that?
It was the interior, working on something interior, I believe, that day. I wasn't there either, but
I don't recall what it was, but basically what I'm getting at is whether it's inside, outside, small, big, gigantic, whatever it is. I mean, there's no job too large or too small for Budget Builders construction and
Yeah.
remodeling. I mean, it goes to show what you guys are able to do, and it's awesome. So let's go up front. I know we have about 5 minutes left, so
Okay.
we can
Let's
go
go
up front.
this way so I can show you where it attaches to the house and stuff. How we switched it around.
oh yeah.
See how we brought it right out where the house actually stopped.
Okay.
Because that's where the other house is, and so we basically just made it like it was part of the house to begin with. That it was made.
Yeah.
And you can see how the roof line is and how it matches up and stuff like that
Oh, it does just look so natural there. Yeah.
on that part of it. And then we'll go up front here and look at the where I was talking about the pop up and stuff like that. And like this one here is underground, this one here is underground, and they just go out.
How far do they go out there?
Down the hill a little bit.
That is really nice, because I know how tough it is to mow around those when they're sticking out, and you gotta get up off the mower. And
yeah, this here was all dirt. Obviously, we just put new grass seed down. But see, here's the gutter here I was talking about.
Okay.
Instead of having it come across the sidewalk, and the pop-up's right here.
Oh, you don't even notice that unless you point it out there.
And what's that do then?
When it rains, it actually pops up and the water just comes out that way. Yeah. Yeah, only when it rains, it'll pop up and then the water just comes out.
Very interesting.
That is awesome.
Never seen that. Never seen that at all.
And then outside LEDs here too on the soffit area.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. She's got a motion light on the front on that corner there. But yeah, other than that, that's
awesome. Now those pop-ups, that's got me interested now. That's awesome. Is that something you do on a lot of your gutter projects?
Yeah.
That is really
Especially
neat.
Being downhill in this here, now it can just puddle right there, but it's away from the house.
Oh, definitely,
so
yeah.
Puddle right there with no problem.
That is great.
What's the total square foot of the house?
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah. Probably not anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original house, I don't know. The garage is a 44 by 36.
44
and the room
by
addition is a 10 by 30.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, it's a decent sized home. It doesn't even look like what it did beforehand.
No, nowhere near.
I know that. And like I said, if you guys are out here by Pekin on Manitou Road, this is where it's at, right off of, or there's a big power plant over there. It's right next to that almost. Powerton,
yep.
yeah. And I mean, simply amazing work that this project is for Terry. And I know that they're probably not even done yet. There's probably a few other little things I know she wants you to do inside. But
yeah, I think so. Yep.
More than likely, I mean, the outside is basically done, and it looks awesome.
It does. It does. So you guys are laying that pea gravel in the back. Did all this up here?
Yeah, we're putting it under. Because that's one thing I do with my decks. I always put it underneath of them, so you don't have to worry about pulling weeds and.
Oh, that's perfect.
You don't have to worry about that or trying to get under and mow it. So
makes it nice for sure.
Yep.
That's great.
So, for people to contact you, obviously you have a website.
Yeah, it's budget1builders.com.
budget1builders.com.
And then the email is budget_builders1@yahoo.com.
Alrighty. So with that, guys, if you guys have any questions for Terry or what they do, please send them a message. He'll be able to get out to your place, check it out, because it's always free estimates, right?
Always free estimates. Yep.
Always free estimates, and no job too big or too small for Budget Builders Construction Remodeling. I've seen what they can do. You should at least give them a shot. So
definitely. That's like you said earlier, there were 7 contractors who had shot down this one before, wouldn't even give it a shot, wouldn't even try at it, and you came in and
saying something.
I don't want to say did it like it was nothing, because I'm sure it was incredibly hard work, but you definitely made it look like it was nothing, because it just looks incredible. It's not like, doesn't look like you had any trouble fitting things together, making it run smoothly at all. So that's awesome.
So
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thanks for being on the show again today, Terry, on the Pinter and Patrick Show. My name is Patrick Thompson.
I'm Adam Wasson.
With our guest, Terry Raymer. Thanks, everybody.